Good morning. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Sandy, my all time favorite coffee mug. We'll talk about it later. Well, not this. We'll talk about coffee later. Yeah, that's what I meant. Whew, eyes a little burny today. It's when it starts getting windy like this in the desert, and springtime is windy time in the desert. Allergies kick up like crazy. But I have my nasal spray, my eye drops, and now the doctor has me taking a Zyrtec every day. And I must say, the itching is not like a problem anymore, at least. So that's a step in the right direction, right? Yeah, I think so. Woohoo! Yeah, baby. So much today. I love this. I really do. It's like somebody said to me, wait a minute, you're still doing that morning thing? You still have stuff to say? It's like every morning. I mean, stuff happens every day, right? Okay. First, the Fritzy report. Sad to say, she had another fall yesterday. I hate getting those phone calls. Sandy, this is Jonathan over at Bella Villagio. Everything is okay, but Miss Fritzy had another fall today. She thinks she can still walk, and unfortunately, she cannot. No, she cannot. So she gets up out of the wheelchair when no one is standing there and goes right down. But the amazing thing is, she doesn't break anything. She doesn't bruise anything. She just goes down, gets back up. I went to see her, but honestly, she was so exhausted. She was already in bed. I got there at 1 o'clock at the beginning of visiting hours, but she was already down for a nap. And I went over and I woke her up and I said, Mammakins, I'm here to visit you. Would you like to sleep or would you like to wake up for a little while? And she did this. Oh, you're so pretty. And I thought, okay, I can leave happy now. She's apparently happy. She's smiling. She saw me. She wants to go back to sleep. Bam. Go back to sleep. It's cool. Yeah. Opa, seriously, you take all that allergy med every day? I thought I was bad. Yeah, I mean, my idea of medication is to occasionally take an ibuprofen. I am not used to taking meds, and I'm not used to going to the pharmacy like yesterday and having them say, "Oh, you need a refill? Great, that'll be $70." Really? $70 a month? Why can't I just take something over the counter? Because it's not all working all that well anyway. I think this might be my last month on that one. I don't know. We'll see. So, happy birthday to Hugh Hefner. Whatever. Happy birthday to Cynthia Nixon. You know who she is? She's the one with the short hair from Sex in the City. Yeah. Um, and you know me, one thing just kind of like shakes up another memory. So I do have a connection of the first kind to Sex in the City. I'd like to tell you that, I hung out with Big, or I knew Sarah Jessica Parker really well. Not so, but I did meet Willie Garson. Now, Willie Garson is the guy who played Sanford, who was Sarah Jessica Parker's best friend, the gay guy who like had all the clothes stuff and everything at the magazine. Yeah. Okay, so you know who I'm talking about, right? So one year I'm at Jazz Fest and I'm in a special VIP booth because I knew somebody, right? And this guy was there, and I looked at him and I thought, he looks really familiar. And somebody said, yeah, he looks familiar. He's the guy from Sex in the City. Sex in the City was very hot at the time. So I was really excited, and I didn't say anything. I didn't want to bother him because he was there to, have a good time too. So, I saw him periodically over the weekend or week, whatever it was. And I would smile at him. I didn't say anything, and he would smile back. And, that was that. Then we got to the airport to go home. and our flight was delayed, and we all happened to be sitting in the same area. So he looks at me and he goes like this, and I went like this, and we both started laughing. Somehow we ended up at the same place for lunch. So he came over and he said to me, "Are you following me?" And I said, "Are you kidding? Who wouldn't follow you, for crying out loud?" Which, of course, made him my very best friend for the rest of the day. And our plane got diverted or something. We ended up in some weird place, and he was there and I was there. So, of course, we started chatting and rode back to LA together. And that's the end of my story. I never saw him again. We were just, like airport buddies. But that was really cool. It was really cool. This is also the anniversary of the day the Civil War ended. Looks like we might have a new one, but we lost one Civil War. I don't mean we lost it like we fought it and lost. I mean, it's over, right? That's Civil War. Let's not do that again. It was not very good for our country. It is my godson Zachary's birthday today. So, Zachary, just on the off chance that you're listening, I love you. Happy birthday. I was there when he was born. Yeah, I watched him be born. He was my second godson. His brother, who is like 18 months older, something like that, was my number one godson. And I was there when he was born. And then their two older brothers said, "Why aren't you our godmother?" And I said, "Because I wasn't there when you were born." And they said, "Well, it's okay. You can still be our godmother." So I have 4 godsons, unless you count Michael. I don't know if Michael is considered my godson or not. I'll have to check on that. Anyway, all those boys are my godsons, and I love them like they were my babies. So happy birthday, Zachary. He's no baby anymore, but he's a babe, I'll tell you that. What else? 7 years ago, I think, my sister-in-law passed away today. Nancy, rest in peace. Breast cancer is a nasty animal, and it took my Nancy. Nancy was 1 year younger than I, my brother's wife, and we had the same birthday. Yeah, isn't that a coincidence? So on our birthdays, I'm not a good birthday sharer. I want you to know that. But she was a great sharer, like the biggest heart. So we used to go out together to celebrate our birthdays, but not take anyone else. You think I look young? She looked like a baby. We would go out to have a drink for our birthday, and we would get carded every time. And then there was this one time we went out for our birthdays with my foster daughter and our husbands. And I don't remember if there were any other kids there or not. But we went to a restaurant where if you were 12 years old or under, you paid by the year, not by, the cost of the meal. And they wanted to charge us by the year. So they wanted to know if we were 12 or if we were under. How cute is that? I mean, seriously, we were like in our early 30s at the time. We really looked young. Yeah, and Prince Philip passed away today. 99 years old. Not bad. Good run. Yeah, I'll say. Oh, today is Chinese almond cookie day. They're pretty good. They're better than fortune cookies. I mean, fortunes are getting kind of stupid now anyway, aren't they? Remember when fortune cookies really had like great fortunes in them? Good morning, Jenny. Yeah, they used to have great fortunes. Now the almond cookies take precedent. I think they taste better. It's also Jumbo Day. I did a lot of reading about Jumbo because I was trying to figure out what came first, the word jumbo or Jumbo the elephant, because everything I was reading said that we got the word, like have jumbo fries, have a jumbo shake. Everything jumbo came from the word jumbo because he was the biggest elephant ever in captivity. So I have no answer for you because everything I read was kind of contradictory. Some places say the word jumbo came from Jumbo the elephant, and some places say it came from the mumbo jumbo which was the phrase used to describe languages that weren't easily understood. I don't know. It's like, who cares? Jumbo the elephant. That's all I can tell you about. It's Jumbo Day. Millions of people enjoyed Jumbo the elephant. P.T. Barnum made a lot of money. Yes, he did. Speaking of what's in a name, it's Name Yourself Day. I mean, that's what I let the chicks do, right? My chickens, I wait until I kind of get this feeling like that's what they want to be called. So, of course, our chicks are Bob. That's short for Roberta. Bob's the big one who's already laying. We've had Bob for well over a year. Well over a year. Yeah. Maybe a couple of years. Anyway, we then added Frisco, who's already like this big. I mean, Frisco is like growing like crazy. And Philly is a little cute little thing. And then Max, if you remember correctly, went and picked out Billie Jean. So they got their names. What would you call yourself if you didn't have the name you have? Isn't that funny that I never really had, like, wow, I wish my name was? There are names I like. I mean, I wish my parents had spelled my middle name Leigh instead of Lee, which sounds like a boy's name. I don't know. I was in a John Ben will remember this because he worked for this guy. I was taking an auditioning class. I was already working, but I wanted to work on how to audition and for commercials and things like that. And everybody was trying to pick a new name for me. They didn't really like my name. And they wanted me to call myself Sparky. They said it fit me better. Sparky's kind of fun. I wouldn't mind being Sparky. Yo, Sparky. But I'm Grandy, and I'm very happy with Grandy Sandy. Or to some people, I'm Auntie Grandy Sandy. Yeah, I love nicknames. I don't really want to change my name, but I love when people have nicknames for me. It's National Cherish an Antique Day. Okay, I brought show and tell because I thought this was really cool. I mean, there are people who love antiques. There are people who don't care about antiques. I, on the other hand, I do love antiques, but I especially love the ones that are like passed down in the family. And I'm not talking about heirlooms. I'm just talking about antiques. For example, this was my mother's hand mirror when she was growing up. This will be left to my daughter because she wants it right now, but she can't have it. It's not valuable, by the way. This is not anything, like fancy schmancy. She probably got it at the dime store. And I'm pretty sure it's not gold. And it makes me feel like a princess. And you can see the back of your hair too. So this is one. I'm going to guess that's probably somewhere around 100 years old. This next one, these glasses, you're gonna go crazy when you see these. Can you see these? These glasses belong to my great grandmother. And I can't see much of, my eyes must be getting bad because now I can see out of them. I didn't used to be able to see out of them. I don't know how she managed to get them on and off. And can you see how thick they are? They're really thick. So, great grandma's glasses. This was Fritzy's also. Have you ever seen one of these choppers? Be careful, they're sharp. I love this. Actually, I think it was my grandma's, not my mom's. This bowl, this giant wooden bowl, came with my grandma from Russia. Yeah, so this thing's really old. I'm going to guess it's probably, I don't know, 140 years old, more. I don't know. And I can remember her for hours doing this. She had all these chopper things. This was the bowl where she did all her mixing. So I got custody of the bowl, but my very favorite antique belonged to my dad. Now, I painted it, which maybe I shouldn't have done, but at the time it seemed like a really good idea. But how adorable is this? This was my dad's chair when he was about 3 years old, which would make this chair close to 100 years old, too. I sit on it all the time. I mean, if you look at the bottom, it's like, wow, it's really sturdy. It was, just metal and wood, but I painted it years ago. Oh well. Anyway, I have my house is filled with things like that. Totally filled with things like that. I have stuff. I do. I have stuff from everybody. I love when there's a story behind it and when it's connected to someone I know or love. Opa says she has a big oval bevel glass mirror that was her grandma greats, passed to her grandma, passed to her mama, and then to her. Wow. I love that. See, that's what I'm talking about. What else? What else? What else? It is National Chicken Little Awareness Day, which is kind of a cool thing because you remember the story of Chicken Little? A nut fell on his head and he decided the sky was falling and the world was going to end. So he went around scaring people. Talk about conspiracy theorist kind of thing. This is a day to remember that you don't jump to conclusions and you have no unwarranted fear instilling, okay? Don't go around scaring people. People can be prepared, but they don't need to be frightened, usually. The sky is not falling. That's all I want to tell you. Well, parts of the sky are probably falling, but in general, I think we're okay. In 1959, the first astronauts were chosen for Mercury 7. And if you're like me, their names are like household words. I mean, Scott Carpenter and Gordon Cooper, John Glenn. Ugh, I had such a crush on John Glenn. Gus Grissom, Wally Schirra, Alan Shepard. Yes, but you know what? There was a seventh one named Deke Slayton. I'm going to have to look him up because I don't remember that name at all. All right. I promised you we would talk about coffee. Coffee makes me poop. Coffee makes me regular. Coffee takes away my headaches in the morning. But I found this website that listed 14 things you probably didn't even know that coffee was good for. I swear to you, I did not know these things, or most of them, and they're awesome. You can make an amazing, it says, exfoliating body scrub by putting together a half a cup of grounds, used grounds. Everything I'm talking about is used coffee grounds. It's like essential to life. Half a cup of used coffee grounds, half a cup of olive or coconut oil. I think I would be inclined to use coconut, and a pinch of citrus zest, and rub it on your skin. So here's the problem I have, because it says you can also use it like to shine your hair up and increase the volume, that it's great for that. So it says to mix it up with egg white and use it in your hair as a, like after you wash your hair, and then rinse it out. But it's going to go down the drain. Isn't that going to destroy? I need to figure that one out, because I think it's a great idea. But what do you do with the grounds? I mean, you can't have them go down the drain of your tub. That won't work. Okay. In the garden, it's great for pest control. If you want to keep the ants away, put a little, like a line of that. You can use it as fertilizer for your plants. You can use it as a meat rub. Apparently, it's delicious as a meat rub. You can use it as a deodorizer in your refrigerator instead of baking soda. Who knew, right? You can also use it as a kitchen scrub for cleaning your kitchen sink. It's like abrasive, so you can also use it for pots and pans. And here's my favorite. You can use it as a flea remover for your dog or cat. Anyway, that came from purewow.com. So much good stuff with our coffee. So to be loved, right? Yes. Okay. Word art for today. Tell your friends about morning coffee, by the way. Ask them to come join us. Coffee done. Today's word art is about relationships because relationships matter. And unlike Humpty Dumpty, when a relationship is broken, it can be fixed, usually. And you don't need all the king's horses and all the king's men. Break, breach, destroy, then turn it around to reconnect, revive, and repair. Today's word art, my friends, on what do I say, what do I do? Here's to a sip and a smile. See y'all tomorrow. Happy weekend. Happy weekend. Let's get out of here. Come on, go enjoy your day.